For every streamer product that fans adore, there's another one that crashes so hard it becomes a meme. Some ideas are born from genuine passion and end up thriving. Others, well, let's just say they belong in a museum of internet regrets. So today, let's go through the highs, the lows, and the flat-out bizarre world of streamer brands. Let's start with Valkyrie, because her skincare brand didn't just flop, it imploded faster than it launched. In October 2021, she announced Reflect, a skincare line made for gamers. The whole pitch was that staring at screens damages your skin, and Reflect promised to protect you from blue light. It had everything: cleanser, moisturizer, balms, eye masks, the works. And on paper, it looked legit. The branding was clean, orders came flying in, and it was backed by a big company called Ideavation Labs. But there was just one little problem. The science didn't exist. Dermatologists and skin experts piled in saying, "Blue light from your monitor is not frying your face like the surface of the sun." One critic put it plainly: "No product on Earth can block screen glow the way Reflect claimed." Fans were already skeptical, but what really sent this whole thing flying off a cliff was Valkyrie's own reaction. When criticism rolled in, instead of addressing the actual concerns, she tried to defend Reflect by comparing it to the G Fuel controversies. Her point was basically, if people can overlook lead warnings in an energy drink, why are they so harsh on her skincare line? But the comparison made no sense. Nobody was debating whether G Fuel gives you energy. Its effects are obvious for better or worse. What people were questioning with Reflect was much more fundamental: whether the entire product was built on fake science to begin with. It wasn't about side effects, it was about whether the core claim that blue light destroys your skin and only this product can stop it was ever real in the first place. That disconnect turned what could have been a clarifying moment into an even bigger red flag. Then came the leaked messages. Atrioc accidentally revealed DMs between Ludwig and Valkyrie, showing even she was confused about why the research wasn't public. She admitted she thought it would be there. She thought Ulta's $4 million investment meant it had to be real. And then she said the words that haunted the entire brand: "I'm so dumb. I should have asked more questions." Just like that, in 11 days, Reflect went from launch to shut down. Website gone, products gone, every trace deleted from her socials. What could have been a smart move for gamer skincare instead became one of the fastest collapses of any creator brand ever. Now let's flip the script. Where Valkyrie's Reflect was built on bad science, Jacksepticeye's top-of-the-morning coffee was built on something much simpler: passion. In June 2020, Jack launched his coffee company with the same energy he brings to his videos: big smiles, fun branding, and zero pretense. This wasn't luxury roasted beans blessed by the coffee gods. It was just good coffee, bright packaging, a cartoon mascot named Sunny, and flavors that people genuinely loved. But what made it stick wasn't just taste, it was heart. From the start, every order donated meals to people in need, with Jack matching the first 10,000 meals out of his own pocket. Later, he tied a portion of sales to youth mental health charities. Fans weren't just buying beans, they were buying into a cause. The coffee was organic, ethically sourced, roasted in small batches, and people raved about how smooth it was. By 2023, the brand expanded with coconut cream blends, fun mugs, and a subscription club. And unlike most streamer products, it never felt like a cash grab. Jack wasn't chasing hype. He built something meaningful that fans still love today. But if Jack's coffee was the warm hug of streamer products, Pokémon's cookie brand was the opposite. In late 2023, she announced Mina Snacks, launching with Midnight Mini Cookies. They were gluten-free, enriched with vitamin D, and marketed as guilt-free snacks. 4 small bags for $28, that's $7 a bag. Fans did the math instantly and weren't impressed. For the same price, you could buy 5 times the amount of Oreos. People started comparing ingredients and found that the cookies looked nearly identical to products from the very company making Mina. In other words, they weren't unique, just repackaged. But the real explosion came from her response to criticism. On stream, she snapped at people complaining about the price, saying, "Math is hard when you're an idiot. If you're a broke boy, just say so." She later clarified it was directed at a rude comment, not her fan base, but the damage was done. Clips spread everywhere. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't about cookies, it was about arrogance. Other streamers piled on. Kai Cenat tried them live and said flat out, "Not worth $28. XQC gave them a 1 out of 10, comparing them to an Oreo, but worse. Even people who wanted to defend her struggled. One fan joked, "I wouldn't pay $28 unless it came with 5 strippers and made me 3 inches taller." Instead of becoming a healthy snack movement, Mina Snacks turned into one of the most disliked streamer products of the year. Proof that sometimes it's not just what you're selling, it's how you handle the backlash. Meanwhile, Ludwig was busy turning a joke into one of the smartest streamer products ever, a bidet. In 2022, he launched Swipe. Yes, a streamer-made bidet. It started as a meme and ended up selling out almost instantly. There were 2 models, a simple $50 attachment and a $500 luxury seat with warm water, dryers, and a remote control. Fans expected a joke. Instead, they got one of the best entry-level bidets on the market. Ludwig partnered with a real South Korean manufacturer, was transparent about the process, and even admitted when early units had small issues. He didn't oversell it. He let the product speak for itself. Reviews poured in with people saying, "I get it now. My ass has never been this clean." Swipe eventually landed in Home Depot and became a legit bathroom upgrade, not just streamer merch. And that's the difference. Reflect tried to sell fake science, Mina tried to sell overpriced cookies, Ludwig sold something practical that worked. But not every big streamer hit the jackpot. Take Dr. Disrespect. In 2022, he released Black Steel Bourbon with bold branding and his signature flair. The first batch sold out in 45 minutes, but once whiskey fans cracked it open, they weren't impressed. At $65 a bottle, expectations were high. But the bourbon had no age statement, no transparency on where it was made, and reviews called it harsh and overpriced. It wasn't a disaster, it just wasn't premium. It had no story, no hook, nothing to stand out except Doc's face on the label. And then came the scandal. In 2024, he admitted to inappropriate messages with a minor back in 2017, confirming years of rumors. Sponsors cut ties, fans left. And just like that, Black Steel Bourbon faded into the background. Even if the whiskey wasn't terrible, his brand couldn't survive the fallout. While Doc's bourbon soured, Tenz's gaming mouse was a hit. In 2022, he teamed up with Final Mouse to create the Starlight Pro 10 edition. The goal was simple: build the perfect FPS mouse. It was freakishly light, just 42 grams, with a magnesium shell and a 20K DPI sensor. For esports players, it felt like magic. Fans described it as solid as a rock, glides beautifully, flawless build quality. It sold out instantly, and despite a few rare defects, most people were blown away. This wasn't just branded merch, it was an actual tool gamers wanted, designed with care, and backed up by performance. It built credibility fast and became a favorite in competitive circles. Proof that when a creator actually makes something functional, it earns real staying power. Now let's get weird. Amaranth's Fart Jars. Yes, you heard that right. In 2022, she launched jars she claimed contained her farts, along with bottled hot tub bathwater. Prices went up to $1,000 a bundle. It was shocking, it was absurd, and yes, it sold. Dozens per week. But the backlash was brutal. Even loyal fans said this crossed the line. Penguin Zero bought one and joked that it was a scam because he couldn't smell anything. The only thing inside, a stray hair. There was no charity angle, no clever hook, just shock value turned into profit. She made money, sure, but her reputation took a massive hit. It wasn't a disaster in sales, but it was a disaster in perception. For a palate cleanser, let's talk about Ninja Milk. Ryan Higa turned a running joke into an actual product, a lightly carbonated milk-based energy drink. It launched in 2019 after years of testing, and the flavor was surprisingly good. Sweet, citrusy, and smooth. It wasn't overloaded with caffeine, wasn't trying too hard, and fans genuinely enjoyed it. Ninja Milk sold well through his store and built a loyal fan base until it quietly closed in 2023. It never dominated the energy drink market, but it never had to. It was fun, authentic, and gave people something different. Compare that to Ninja's actual product, his 2019 book, Get Good: My Ultimate Guide to Gaming. This was marketed as a Bible for gamers, but ended up as a basic how-to manual you could find online for free. Tips like do warm-up stretches and don't rage at trolls filled the pages. It wasn't offensive, it wasn't scandalous, it was just pointless. Fans moved on instantly, a cash grab that left no cultural footprint. Finally, let's end with one of the weirdest but most successful streamer products, Moist Critical's God Slap. In 2021, Charlie launched an original comic book built around one insane idea. What if the deadliest weapon in the universe was the human slap? It sounded like a meme, but he and his team took it seriously. The art was stylish, the world was surprisingly deep, and the first run sold out in hours. By 2023, God Slap had expanded into multiple issues, premium reprints, and even digital releases. Over 100,000 copies sold. In 2024, Charlie confirmed it's being developed into a full animated movie. What started as a goofy idea became a legitimate multimedia franchise. So what did we learn? Streamer products live or die on three things: passion, honesty, and execution. Valkyrie had none of it. Jacksepticeye had all of it. Pokimani's cookies collapsed under arrogance. Ludwig's B-Day thrived on practicality. Some products crash and burn. Others live on for years, and a few, like God Slap, turn into something nobody could have predicted. The moral is simple. You can't fake authenticity. Fans can smell it, sometimes literally if you're selling fart jars. So now I want to hear from you. What's the best or worst streamer product you've ever seen? Drop it in the comments, and if you had fun with this breakdown, give it a like, share it around, and subscribe for more.